Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with another apartment renovation, and we are renovating 1310 21 Chic Street in the Fashion District of San Myshuno. This is just going to be a one-bedroom, one-bathroom apartment, and I was thinking it could be for some newlyweds. The idea was that this couple has been together for a long time. They've been living together for a long time, but they recently got married. And with that, they decided they wanted to move to a nicer apartment. And I feel like this is a much nicer one. It's not the biggest space, but it is in a beautiful city with giant windows, and I think the fixtures in this space are really nice as well. So I really hope you will enjoy this one. If you do and you'd like to download it, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So just working on the layout of the kitchen here, I did end up using these countertops from the For Rent expansion pack. And at first I was thinking of putting lower end appliances in here as I was establishing the idea I had, but that is not the way I went in the end. And I think it comes together so nicely. I'm really happy with this apartment. I'm really proud of the layout and the style I went for. It ends up having a lot of dark woods. That's just been my vibe lately. All I want to do is build with dark woods. So maybe I could get some suggestions in the comments if you have any ideas of things that I can build that would complement a lighter or a mid-tone wood. Do let me know, because I've definitely fallen into the desire to just use this really dark wood swatch. As you can see right now, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll have this dated tile with these dated appliances, and that's just really not the vibe I ended up going with in the end, but I decided to keep it in so you could see the whole process and the thought that went behind this and like what I tried at first. I do think this is cute. It's just not really what I was going for this apartment, so I'm glad that I didn't keep this in the end, but I think it could be fun to play around with in the future. I do really like these cabinets from For Rent. I haven't used them that much, but I will probably be using them more in the future because I think they worked so well in this apartment. And as you can see now, I am being inspired by the tile backsplash that I put in the kitchen, which is from the Home Chef Hustle Pack, and these new pillows that came with the login event that we just had, the Happy at Home login event. I didn't end up keeping this couch, but I was very much inspired by the pillows here, and I had so much fun playing with them. I am so glad that we have those pillows now. Of course, we have some that you can pay for that came with the Modern Luxe kit, but I think having more options with way more colors was so nice. So the dining space is going to be over here, and I decided to go ahead and grab these beautiful lights that came with the Party Essentials kit, I'm pretty sure, to put over an island space here. It's a little bit of a tight walking area in this apartment, but your sim should be able to navigate it no problem. I will make sure to playtest it before I upload it to the gallery, and we should be figuring out the couch situation here shortly. I realized this one was hanging over the edge, which didn't bother me too much, but something about it just wasn't fitting with the rest of the apartment. And actually looking at this, do I end up changing the stove? Because right now it is still an older style stove. Maybe I do keep that. I do think it's kind of realistic to have a mix and match of both appliances and furniture in spaces. So a lot of this apartment has more modern accents to it, but there are some more traditional pieces, and I thought that made a lot of sense. So maybe they got some nice new stuff, but there was a couple of pieces that they had from the past, maybe from each family, that they wanted to keep in this apartment. So things that I decided to include in here. And then over here, there is a corkboard. I put a calendar on there and a couple of postcards, and then we should be figuring out having a range hood here in the kitchen. So I put that up above the stove, but we still have the really old stove. I don't know why I kept that, but that's okay. And then I ended up grabbing some decorations for the counter. I really liked this basket from the Blooming Rooms kit. Actually, that's not from Blooming Rooms. That is from the Book Nook kit, which is actually also where the sofas that I ended up going with are from. So just about to get rid of that bigger base game sofa that I placed in the beginning and just have this one. I add one pillow to it, I'm pretty sure, or a couple of them, just to add a little bit of customization. And there ends up being a chair in here as well that I add one of those cushions to. I feel like I'm just going to be using those so often. They are so nice. But yeah, we're just going to be grabbing a little table over on this wall to put a TV above and figuring out how to decorate this space. I adjust how many windows I have in here quite a few times to make sure that it felt correct. I am so glad that we're able to go ahead and add and replace and move windows in apartments now. That was something for the longest time a lot of us had huge complaints about. So it's very nice that we are able to adjust that now. I also decided to add some flowers over on the table. I do change those later on because I was indecisive about which flowers I wanted to have in this space. But there does end up being flowers there. And then I really enjoyed the yellow ones that I put here on the coffee table. And then I did decide to put a wedding portrait of the couple I imagine that were living here. I think they look so beautiful. And I just got a collage of other artwork up there as well, and a side table with a plant on it. I ended up scaling down this one from Growing Together, and I thought it looked really nice as just like a bowl on the table that has a plant in it. I thought that was kind of cool. And this is where I am changing the plant over here. I ended up using this one from the For Rent expansion pack. I think the pop of orange is just so pretty, and I like the vase that I chose for it as well. And then we are starting to figure out the windows for the bedroom and the bathroom, which I adjust a little bit. Mostly the bathroom window. It wasn't exactly where I wanted it, but I do end up keeping it in there. And then we're back in the living room figuring out some plants for this corner and what I want to put up above this couch. I ended up going with these mirrors from I think that is from the Decor to the Max kit. I think it is so pretty. I love how it's a very simple shape, but there's a bunch of them. So it adds a really interesting element to this room, in my opinion. And then just decorating under the TV, I get some like wedding cards like congrats on your marriage, or maybe they were from bridal showers. I'm not sure, but I thought that was a cute idea and nod to the idea of them being newlyweds. So I decided to put that there. There's also a record player. I got a little light up above that end table, and then I got one more chair in this space and added a little cushion in the back, which I feel like makes this chair look so much more comfortable. So I was quite happy with that. And then I decided to get rid of these blinds and go with the curtains from the Desert Luxe kit instead. I overuse these curtains, but they are so good. They just fit the space so well. So that is what I decided to do there. And then we are in the entryway, trying to figure out what I want to have in this space. I thought about having the same table that I have under the TV, but I ended up going with this side table from For Rent in the end that has a mirror attached to it. I liked that as maybe a piece one of them kept from their families that they brought into this new home together. And I just thought it was really pretty. And of course, it matched the wood tone I was going for. And then I have a place to hang up your coat, a place to grab your umbrella, hang up your keys, all of that basic entryway stuff. And I end up putting some other artwork in the hallway as well, and a little mat to step on when you first get into the house. I thought that worked out quite nicely. I think I also put a hamper in the corner over here. It's right outside the bathroom, and that just seemed like it made sense to me. And I needed something for that corner. And then I put this piece of artwork that I overused in my builds over here, but it just really fit the color scheme. So I opted for that, as well as an ottoman and a place to hang up some photos as well. And then I just got a little plant and a candle over on this table before we head on into the next room. But at the end of the build, I will be coming back into the hallway to add another plant. I did end up using this bed from Modern Luxe in here, which I think is so pretty. It's not one I use that often, but it just really felt like it fit the vibes of this apartment. And I really liked the rug I used as well, which is from Decor to the Max. It's very vibrant blue and gold, and just something about it felt correct. And I was really excited about it. I also added a little bit of wood paneling to the interior of this apartment just to add a little bit more contrast, which I really enjoyed. And then we're just figuring out some artwork in here and all of the decorations on the bedside table. But since we're this far in the build and I haven't mentioned it yet, what are we thinking about the next expansion pack? I am recording this voiceover before the trailer comes out, so I haven't seen it yet, but by the time this comes out, I should have a trailer reaction on the channel. I will link that down below. I am so excited just from what I already know from the leak. So I'm hoping we see more, and I'm very excited. I would love to discuss in the comments now that we should all know information. And it's just interesting recording this now, knowing that when this goes live, we will know more info. So I'm very excited. Anyway, the bedside tables have pretty much come together now. I'm just adding some more books, and it's pretty basic bedside table clutter. I just wanted to add a place to hang up or like put your glasses and your watch and stuff like that if you have a watch. I have a watch, but I almost never wear it. I have a Fitbit. I don't remember which one it is. It's a few years old, and I had an older one before that, but I often forget to charge it. So I do have it on my bedside table. I just am really bad at charging things, including my phone. Like, I'll put it on my bedside table and the charger's right there, and I just won't charge it. Let me know if you're like that as well. I find that that's actually a really common thing, but I don't know why. The charger's right there, and then I get so mad at myself in the morning when I have a dead phone. But anyway, over here on the bedside table, or not on the bedside table, on the dresser, I do have a jewelry box, which is from the Crystal Creations kit. And then I decided to put a small TV in this bedroom as well. I've mentioned this before. I don't think it's the nicest like aesthetic thing to put into a bedroom in The Sims, but I think it's pretty realistic and it fills in the space. It's something that I've always had in my bedroom, and I have trouble sleeping without a television on, so I like to include it. So that is what I did in here, and then I just got a couple of decorations up there as well. And that should be it for the bedroom. We are heading on into the bathroom now, which ends up being pretty simple. I do end up using the same cabinets that I use in the kitchen. I wanted to use an end piece, but they all had kitchen clutter on them, which makes sense. It's a kitchen counter, but a lot of them don't have that. It's just this particular counter set has like pots and pans and cutting boards and stuff, and that didn't really make a lot of sense for the bathroom. So I just ended up using one of these and pairing it within a shower tub combo and a toilet, bringing in the mirror that came with the For Rent expansion pack as well, and just getting some general bathroom clutter. I tend to put a lot of the stuff from the bathroom clutter kit in pretty much every build at this point. It just matches so well and it feels so realistic to have those pieces. So I'm using a lot of that in here, including the toothbrushes and the soap dispenser. And I end up hanging a painting up above the toilet. I thought about adding like a cabinet, but the cabinets that we had that were in the right wood tone had silver instead of gold, and so it felt really out of place. I was trying to make sure everything matched pretty well in here, so I didn't end up doing that, but I did get this painting and this hanging plant and a little plant on the back of the toilet as well, which I think is really cute. And then we are figuring out a bath mat in here. I actually end up using this one, which is from my wedding stories. Most of the swatches are supposed to be like for an aisle, walking down the aisle, and I thought that it was really pretty, and it's kind of fitting that it was for Newlyweds. So just getting some towels. I get a longer mirror in here, which is a little awkward because it's almost directly across from the toilet, but I just thought it was pretty and it filled in the space, and we can pretend you're not looking at yourself while you're going to the bathroom. But that is it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching and enjoy the screenshots. Bye everyone.